Yeah.
Yeah, they got it bumping.
Why bother lie when the truth is free? Illusions creating distorted reality, manifesting heart's desires, faith that anything is possible, probable. With God, I'm unstoppable. Can't deny denial. Life flowing through, living is a test of subscription, a lifetime trial. Only faith, no fanatics. Pay attention to the antics. Peace over power, panic. Design, planned in fashion. What time? Nice job, dude. Oh yeah. Where's that go? Where's that go? Ooh. Rolling it, rolling it, roll it up, dude, roll it up. Make that house, dude. Yeah. Gado Yeshayahu. Hallelujah. Total Rabbi Yeshua. Great salvation. All praises, all honor, all glory to the Most High Yah. Thank you so much for the like. Peace and blessings, my people. Peace and blessings. You are now tuned into another live with yours truly, Divinely Artist. I'm here with a topic today. I pretty much want to speak on my experience of being a behavioral technician, an RBT, working in the field of psychology, working in the healthcare industry. And I just really wanted to bring something to light as far as what you may experience if you take this career path and what I've been going through as far as just trying to build up my practice and, you know, help kids achieve their maximum potential. So today, I'm gonna just elaborate to you guys what I've experienced over the last couple of years. I've pretty much almost been working in the field for a decade now, and it's really interesting to see how these infrastructures are built, how they're implemented as far as who's working in there and the goals. And man, my experience has definitely been a one that's not really shared amongst common people who enter into the field, because as I see now, there's only a certain demographic that rule over this industry. So as I enter into the field and as I walk through the halls, it's not many people that look like me, if you get what I mean. So today I'm here to speak on that, to elaborate on that. And y'all already know on this side of YouTube, my goal is to inspire, encourage, and motivate the next to be great. So I bring a vast amount of content, different topics, my personal experiences. Hey, and if you can relate, hey, I'll do all justice due to you, and all praises to the Most High if you're able to take something away from the stream to be able to connect some dots in your life. So I just wanted to bring something out as far as my experience, what I've been going through, and just share with y'all overall. Like, this is a time in a day and age where we should be able to express ourselves without anyone deeming it controversial. So, I mean, in all honesty, this will be an enlightening stream, for people who didn't know the rise in this so-called service that I'm a part of it's growing at an exponentially rate. So just to be able to elaborate what's going on as far as when people do support, what does Divinely do? What he's on YouTube, but what does he do? Like, what type of person is he? So this is what I dedicate my full time to. This is what I practice when you guys do not see me on YouTube. So I just wanted to share with you all my experience. So y'all already know, man, before I even get the stream going, I love to just set the vibe right. So I got a tune right here. I got to get my vocal cords. Man, I got to wake my voice up and everything. I just woke up today, and it's a blessing to be able to, continue to move forward. So bear with me, family. Before we even get into the topic, man, I just want to set the tone right, before we get into the discussion. Me. I gotta wake my vocal cords up before I even get to speak it to y'all, man. So got this tune out. It's called Keep Your Head Up. Gotta keep your head up. Gotta keep your head up, elevated. Gotta keep your head up, elevated, motivated. Feel me? Yeah. Gotta keep your head up, elevated, motivated, demonstrated. Hey. Gotta keep your head up, elevated, motivated, demonstrated, practice patience. Hey. Gotta keep your head up, elevated, motivated, demonstrated, practice patience, no more waiting. Praise penetrating. Gotta keep your head up, elevated, motivated, demonstrated, practice patience, no more waiting. Praise penetrating. Gotta keep your head up, elevated, motivated, demonstrated, practice patience, no more waiting. Praise penetrating. Adapt to your behavior. You gon' always be what you have. Behaving, overcoming any situation. God grant me favor. Faded, demonstrated, participation. You gotta keep your head up, elevated, motivated, demonstrated, practice patience, no more waiting. Praise penetrating. Adapt to your behavior. You gon' always be what you have. Behaving, overcoming any situation. God grant me favor. Grant me favor. Faded, waited, demonstrated, practice patience, never waiting. Gotta keep your head up, elevated, motivated, demonstrated, practice patience, no more waiting. Praise penetrating. Gotta keep your head up, elevated, motivated, demonstrated, praise penetrating. Gotta keep your head up. You know. Adapt to your behavior. You gon' always be what you have. Behaving, overcoming any situation. You feel me? And for the ones in the background, man, I appreciate y'all tuning in. If y'all haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button on the stream. Go ahead and share the video. You feel me? This is, of course, my experience as the only male of color in quote unquote ABA. My experience as a mental health technician. And it's been a very turbulent, yeah, that's the best word I could use to describe that. A turbulent experience, walking around in a field that certainly doesn't adhere to my likeness. Let's just say I stick out like a sore thumb when I go into work. And honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. As far as doing what I do, I love it. The interaction that I get, the feedback that I get, it's always somewhat positive. But at the same time, I have a goal in mind, and I see this industry, I see this field needing so much refinement that if I speak about all the problems, I then become the problem. But if I demonstrate and behave in a manner that comes up with solutions, I can help change whatever's going on in there. So, just for the people that don't know, I want to be able to elaborate on what ABA means and just be able to have a understanding of what we're talking about here. So, ABA, it's applied behavioral analysis. It is the scientific method of demonstrating how we can help our children who have developmental delays to achieve success in educational endeavors. The idea of wanting to communicate and fully express our passion is an innate feeling. It's something that we get as soon as we're born. A baby's crying, they want to express how they feel. So it's in every human being. Unfortunately, due to unforeseen circumstances, many children battle with mental health issues that arise in the form of ADHD, autism, challenges with social skills, and even health damaging repetitive behaviors. And so throughout my study in psychology and human behaviors, I always gravitated towards taking on a counselor role in my society. My dream was to become a connecting piece for those who viewed life differently in our community based on the way they express themselves. I wanted to be able to communicate effectively and help individuals find solutions to express their needs, wants, and their desires. So, using ABA, applied behavioral analysis, to learn more about the functions of behaviors in children helped my study and the workings of the mind. Viewing the behaviors of a child and knowing that nothing is purely known unto them as they are birthed, the mind must go through stages, learning through environmental experiences. The brain is a muscle. So, just like any muscle in your body, the more you use it, the stronger it gets. So, we technically use ABA, applied behavior analysis, to make children's minds stronger by allowing them to learn through unique, discrete trials catered towards their interests and learning capacity. We use this scientific method and well planned out strategies that help them store data to physically see the increase in our clients' mental production. Applying behavioral analysis can help us not only steer children away from autism, but help our children strive in their strength. And one of my favorite quotes to express myself as I'm, you know, finding my way through this field, it takes a special person to hear what children cannot say. And let me just stop right there, family. When you think about it, as far as even the development stage of children, when they're born, they can't talk to you. So as a parent, you have to be very attentive to this child to figure out what it is that they want, what it is that they need in order to provide the environment for them to grow. And so being a mental health technician, my duty is to be that observant, be that person that's there with the child to pretty much connect those dots with them to say, "Oh, you're not speaking what you want, but I can see that you want this cookie. You want a cookie." Using my knowledge, my words to cultivate them the experience of saying, "Oh, that's how I use language to get what I want," instead of acting out, instead of crying, instead of banging my head on the wall. I can do what Mr. Lee did in order to receive the cookie. So just seeing all of that cultivated within this scientific study and going through as far as the the teaching environment and the people that are in control of these establishments, I've gained a very unique style. And best believe I use all my talents and abilities to make sure that all of my children that I work with have a long lasting impact on their development. And I also want to share some content with you all as well, as far as so you can see what it is that I do. You know, Many people get on YouTube and it's like, okay, what is this person? Who do they do? What do they do as far as like for business wise, and even what type of person are they? If I'm supporting them or if I'm even watching them, to be as transparent as possible, family, I'm a person that loves to help children grow. I'm a person that loves to find ways to connect, to build up children in a way where they can be independent and successful and have the mind to go out in the world and conquer it. So in the back scenes, when y'all don't see me on YouTube, I'm in a clinical setting working with multidisciplinary benefactors to figure out ways to help these kiddos have a more enriched life. So here's some content that I cultivated over the past couple of years working in the field. I hope you guys, enjoy it as far as, you know, what I'm presenting to y'all and what I'm able to do. And man, these kiddos that I work with, of course, they're all growing and learning, and man, it's a beautiful experience. I just want to always elaborate. uh, This isn't a job. This is a lifestyle. And for me to experience and for the parents to trust me to help their children who need that extra care, it's a blessing. And so I do all that I can in order to, you know, get that positive impact and see results. So here goes some videos that I've cultivated over the past couple of years of me, quote unquote, working with a child.
Yeah, let her J.
Let's see you trace it.
Let's do it again. This time, let's stomp our feet. Yeah. Oh, come on, everybody. Let's stomp together. If you happy and you know it, stomp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, stomp your feet.
What color? And so that right there, it may seem simple and very like what is he doing? Why is he giving him that little piece of paper, and then why is he having them trace the letter J? But for these kiddos, for him to be doing that is remarkable. You know, when you look at a kid, you of course think that they're just gonna understand life and how it works and understand the words that are coming out of your mouth. But for some kiddos, they have those delays in their mind where they can't even connect the words that you're speaking to an action. So it's like you have to come up with ways to be able to demonstrate, hey, this is what I'm saying to you. And being able to be creative in the process. As you see, it looks like I'm just having fun with the kiddos, but then at the same time, it's also teaching. When you put yourself in this field, know that you're definitely going to come across challenging behaviors, or in a professional manner, maladaptive behaviors, where a child may be engaging in some really self-injurious behaviors, where even getting them to learn what their name is nearly impossible. So when you talk about the developmental stage of communicating, for someone to be like, "Hi, what's your name?" and for a child not to be able to respond back because they just never had that experience of even learning their name, because they have these behaviors that they can't cope with, or no one is able to even sit them down in a chair to teach them. That's where I come in hand, where I'm just like, hold on, I'm Mr. Divine Lee, and I have this experience working in this field with this child. Uh, Give me a few weeks, give me about a month. Let me figure out what this child likes. I'm gonna create a system where I pretty much cultivate fun with learning. Color.
If you're happy and you know it, and you
Ooh,
really wanna show
yeah.
it. If you're happy and you know it, stamp your feet.
High five.
What should we do next? If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray! Hooray! If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray! Hooray! If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray!
Yes,
It sure is. Hey, I got a really good one. Oh yeah. If you're happy and you know it, clap your wings. If you're happy and you know it, clap your wings. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your wings. Okay, una más. I know exactly what we should do. Listos to change. If you're happy and you know it, do them all.
Oh, oh yeah.
This
Say family. Y'all see the smile on my face, man. And I really love what I do. Like y'all don't even know. It's an experience that doesn't just change the kiddo's life. It changes my life as well. Because, you're put into an environment where these kids are literally looking at you like, man, I really can't put it into words, but when you help someone to express themselves in a manner that no one else can even give them that time and attention to, there's no greater reward than them seeing you for who you are and them appreciating you for taking that time to just acknowledge them and be that person that can advocate for them. So, man, just even watching that back for me it still touches me. It's very rewarding in a way where parents reach out to me and say, "Man, before we started working with you, my child wasn't even saying their name. They weren't even they didn't know what color this was. They they pretty much they would scream all the time, and I couldn't understand why they were screaming. And to say that when I come in as a mental health technician, I get in the space of saying, hey, parents, I got you. Let's come up with ways that we can figure out what this child is communicating. Let's give this child some words, or let's give him visuals that he can pretty much use to display us and express what he wants and what he needs. Many of the children that I work with in this field are little boys. And so my experience has been working with little men. They're gonna grow up one day and be men. And for them to see me is very comforting, because this field is dominated by females. When I say dominated, I've been in the field for almost a decade now. Every place that I've worked, I pretty much was the only male there. And not only that, I was the only male of color. So take into consideration, family. Really, really get in the mind frame of what I'm saying here. I was the only male working, quote unquote, working with little boys. And I was the only male of color in this field. So there definitely was an eye on me, it was, people definitely look at me and say, what's your credentials? How can you do this job? What college did you go to? Yeah, all of that, while I'm dealing with that on the workplace, of course, doesn't affect me. But at the same time, I was there to help those kiddos out. And it was a blessing to be able to grow my passion, to be able to grow within these industries and say that I'm still doing what I'm doing. And we taking it to the next level. So my goal is to have fun while learning. And when going through these teaching moments of life, we are faced with difficulties. And it is up to our leaders and our top educators to come up with sound solutions that make learning and growing a process to enjoy and express ourselves. So I use this, quote unquote, applied behavior analysis. And I personally chose to do this, to do my part to help a little person one day at a time fully grasp the idea of what it means to learn and what it can be. Every day we are challenged not just by outside interferences, but also internally. So it is up to the community to bond together to help one another overcome these obstacles. And when we learn how to communicate, exchange ideas using positive interactions as a catalyst to display a message, then when will our communities thrive and grow in expectations? When we comprehend how to communicate effectively, it dissipates any unwanted frustrations. We build up these relationships that always cater towards growth. And when we base our actions on trust and righteous judgment, man, anything is possible. So my role as an RBT was to ensure that I implemented interventions that were based on real world learning opportunities and ethical behaviors So I'm just truly thankful for the trust of my surrounding community, for giving me the opportunity to assess children and perform precautions to help them overcome any developmental delays. So my goal within the practice of ABA is to restore communication, encourage moral behavior, and ultimately build up any youth to have them acquire the skills to operate successfully and independent in the society. So we teach our youth to express themselves effectively, communicate with comprehension, and retain positive social skills that will impact how they interact with life. And I just want to instill social awareness, positive experience, and make sure that they are confident. So when I do my ABA services, you know, my goal is always to inspire the young individuals to become the best that they can be, you know? And I got another piece of content that I want to show y'all. Just, hey, I've been building, family. Bear with me, bear with me. And I just want y'all to get like a scope, a realm of what I do. And just to know when I'm not on YouTube doing the streams, this is what I'm doing, family. So all the support, all the love that I get on the platform, best believe I'm cultivating it to build this practice in a way where, hey, we're really changing lives and we're coming up with new ways within this industry to be able to do so. So I appreciate y'all for all the support. Let me go ahead and share this content right here. My apologies for any background sound interferences, man. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nice job. I see a rabbit. I see a rabbit. What do you see? Nice job. What do you see? I see a monkey. I see a monkey. What do you see? What do you see? I see a zebra. I see a zebra. What do you see? So what are you guys looking at when you see this video? Of course, you just see me playing with the child, puzzles and balloons, and got all these animals around. But in a sense, I'm helping this child discriminate. Oh, this is a zebra. This is a cow. This is a dog. Breaking it down in those aspects to be able to teach them language, to be able to teach them these skills in order to operate and express themselves, you know, to be able to know the difference between one thing or another. That's very pivotal. And that's kind of like one of the hard things when you're teaching a child. You have to know what is right from wrong, right? You have to know what something is in order to teach a child. And with these children, as far as working in the field, sometimes they don't have that cognition to be able to get it as quickly as others. So a lot of repetition is involved, presenting them with multiple quote unquote trials, or just putting them into that space where they can engage with that and doing it consistently. And then also my job is to take data. So as that kid was matching the puzzles, I'm like, hey, let's match the puzzle. Let's see if he can do it without me telling him where a piece goes. And over time, a child is learning, oh, I put that puzzle piece right there. I put that puzzle piece right there. And I put that puzzle piece right there. Great. Now you have learned how to use your fine motor skills and you have learned to match as a child. Building up these skills, foundations, one step at a time. And to say that this child personally, you know, there were some behaviors that impeded with the learning process. All these children who come into the field, there are behaviors that impede this learning process because within teaching, they may be doing something that interferes with their learning process. one of the behaviors that they could possibly be engaging in is just overall screaming. It's not beneficial for them. It's not beneficial for the teacher. They're just screaming for 40 minutes straight. You don't know why. Another behavior can be, hey, they just can't sit down. They're just running back and forth. You're telling them to sit down. They don't even know what that means. So to say that, getting to the point where a child sits down, you can implement these practices. You can teach them repetition as far as getting them to be aware of what's going on in their environment. This is what I do. And so consistently working with a child, identifying what a child likes, using those to cultivate this experience for them that is fun while they're learning. So over time, I'm able to build up on these skills. And then at the same time, those behaviors that may be impeding, I'm giving them alternative behaviors to be able to cope with whatever they may be experiencing inside by being a model of it. So not only are you teaching them with the materials that you have, but you're teaching them based on how you're operating with them, you know?
I see a tiger. I see a tiger. A tiger? Run! Run, run, run! Run, run, run! Stop! Say, what do you see? What do you see? I see a snake. I see a snake. What do you see?
So that was a little bit of what I do in the back scenes. You know, my experience has definitely been a very unique one as I'm operating within a field that is, once again, very dominated by the female population. And this is considered the health industry. So really take that into consideration as well, family. And one of the things I do as far as being very detailed, you know, I want to acknowledge every little aspect that goes into doing this job as far as living that lifestyle of being someone who can express themselves. So when I go into a session, I'm like, hey, I can't teach a kid something that I don't do myself. I can't teach a kid to say, hold on, if you're mad, if you're frustrated, you need to take a deep breath. You need to calm down and you need to use your words to tell me what's going on. You need to be able to tell me, hey, you want that cookie. You can't just bang your head on the wall, dude. And so I definitely have a different way that I speak to the kids from my counterparts and a different way that I speak to the parents. You know, I view the essence of these kids in a different way. I'm not looking at them as a scientific observation. I'm looking at them as a person, as a spirit, as a soul, someone who's inside. I'm looking at that and I'm observing that. It's definitely been a lot of friction, family. When I'm working in the field and people see what I'm doing. And not to say that I teach them the my practices personally as far as religion and whatnot, but best believe it has an impact. Uh, Not only do the clients see me, but also the people working around me see me. So it creates a different glow. It creates a different shine when I'm working with a child and they're like, Mr. Lee, how'd you get this child to engage with you? How'd you get that child to do that? And I can't even get that child to do that. What college did you go to? And I'm just like, I laugh and say, you can't learn this stuff in college. And at the end of the day, you have these people that are in this field who are Like, hey, I have to go to college to learn more, to be the best mental health technician that I can be. And so, as they're studying these books and learning all this knowledge and getting all this information, and then when they're brought into a situation where they have to deal with one of these clients, and then this client is engaging in all these behaviors, do you think that book is going to be able to help you operate in a frustrated environment? In my experience, it does not. A book cannot help you operate in that environment that shares you information based on standards. And just speaking personally, when I am in that environment, I model my behavior of what I want to see from them. And if you can't realize that, and if you never had the experience of even working with the kiddos or even know how to combat a frustrating situation with morality, then this field is not for you. There definitely is a high turnover rate because at the end of the day, many people get burnt out dealing with these quote unquote problem behaviors because it's just, in all honesty, it's really frustrating. And many people who don't have that spirit to be able to walk through these environments, they get shaken easily. And just to keep it as professional as possible, as y'all can see, I'm choosing my words very wisely because at the end of the day, I get it. We're underneath this scientific realm of communication. You know, dealing with the workspace right now, it's very show me the data and hey, learn the information first. But you got these people just learning the information, but not really having the experience with working within the population. Not only have I worked in the population, but I've also had the experience within my own personal life dealing with confrontation, dealing with frustration, dealing with behaviors that are not convenient to learning. So saying that, I bring a very unique aspect of teaching that different from these so-called PhD doctors. I say many of these doctors, given that they are put into a situation with one of these kiddos, how would they respond? Take that into consideration as well. So my experience as a behavioral technician, being the only male of color in ABA, has definitely been a wavering one as trying to find my footing, my placement within an environment that accepts me for me and doesn't accept me for my degree. It's been a fight. It's been a challenge. And to say I don't speak the same way that they would like for me to speak. In many ways, you have these people who learn this knowledge and learn this information and begin to reenact what they learned in their own personal communication and social and overall comprehension of life itself. So you have it in a sense where in layman's terms, people can fake it. People can fake having love to see these children get better. People can fake express that they're happy for this child. You have a lot of individuals who are in this field because it pays very, very, very well, especially if you get up to the higher realms. Everything is geared towards insurance. So that's a very fun game when you think about these children that need these services. And I've had the unique experience to work with startup companies and seeing them blossom throughout the years. I've had the experience of working with the massive companies that are located everywhere. And to be honest, you're just a number. And if you're not following along with the rules, mandates, and regulations, and if you're not speaking the way that they want you to speak, you can be easily replaced. And there is a society that builds up this knowledge. There's a society that, of course, if you don't look like them, if you don't talk like them, you won't be able to join their goal in mind, whatever that is. And so I've experienced that, not depending on the credentials that I bring to a space or even the work and results that I provide. Hey, it doesn't matter if I'm not going along with the common agenda at hand. It's very easy to find another person. But I'm just here to say it's possible to continue to do what you do if you are interested in this field and you love what you do. Say, I'm almost been in it for a decade now, and the experiences that I've contrived have been mostly positive. You know, I was never without a work case. I'm pretty much highly recommended, but at the same time, y'all already know what transpired about a couple of years ago. Rules, mandates, and regulations within the health field. And me personally, I expressed that that wasn't, hey, I can speak and I can observe and I can be very stern in what I believe, which everybody should. Everybody should have the ability to do that. And with logic as I speak, it can be very offensive to some that practice this quote unquote applied behavioral analysis. So when you're not behaving in a way as a employee of these people, best believe they can use these practices to make sure that you do behave in that way. If y'all get what I'm saying. Yeah. I see you in the chat, Lady P. What it do? What it do? Said, I think that everything has its proper place and order. There's a place for theoretical and a place for the practical. For real. But when you're dealing with the unpractical as far as behavior of a kid that's screaming because you're telling them to sit down and it's like, what's going on? It's like, okay, you got to be real about what's happening. Is this kid in danger? What's going on inside? And to be able to acknowledge that many times it's something that you can fix as far as telling a child, hey, sit down. It's that easy. But many times in this field, You have those children that literally their development hasn't processed as far as their brain didn't grow. So you have those cases where, okay, is this a behavioral thing or is this literally something in their mind is not connected? Their brain is pretty much damaged. So how do you heal the brain and how do you heal the spirit? Do you keep on giving this kid drugs? Do you keep on giving this kid off to these doctors to have these surgeries to be able to fix them inside? I've seen that all. In many ways, the natural communication process can also be a healing benefactor. But it takes a special person to hear what children cannot say. And that's pretty much my experience throughout this field. When you're able to listen, have a goal in mind when you work with these kiddos, and be able to implement these teaching environments that is catered towards them, the growth is endless. But to say that you're just in there and you're like, man, I want to learn so much so that I can get to the top and make all the money. Are you there to help kids? Or are you there just to make money? As y'all see, man, as I showed y'all the content, and I couldn't even hold it back, man. I almost had a little teardrop come from my eye because y'all the impact, the emotional, how can I say, the emotional discharge that you give off when you work in this field. It's like no other. So my thing is to everybody out there that thinks about this field, that's trying to come in and find your place, honestly, know that this is not a regular job. You're not dealing with regular people at that as well. You're not even so-called dealing with behaviors. In my eyes, you're confronting spirits. And on the higher realm, there is spirituality being implemented, but they just call it science. You get what I'm saying? So, depending on how you view this industry, depending on what it is that you want to see, best believe it will be given unto you. And all I could do is relate this to Proverbs 22, verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Are we training up these children to say, hey, you need to learn this so that you can make money, so that you can be smart in this world and go out here and make $1? Are we teaching these children, hey, I care for you. I'm here for you. I want you to express yourself. I want you to find what you're passionate about. And I want you to love everything that you do. In the way that you teach a child that, not necessarily talking to them, but you show them by how you behave, by the things that you do. every little moment to a child, literally, it means the world to them. So what is it that you do when you're in this field matters. Every little word that you say matters. So just being able to cultivate my experience and share with the next. Being the only male of color in quote unquote ABA and experiencing this field at the lower level, and it's taking some time for me to rise, family, because of the constraints of the environment and everything that's around. And I look different and I speak different and I walk different. So of course I've been getting a lot of flack for that. I don't go by the textbook, sort of say, but I operate within the spirit. It's been very successful for me as I'm still in the field. You know, it's been a fight to get on caseloads because of, you know, many people want women working with their little boys. It just looks better. I guess it just feels better because the depiction of a male, a black male at that, you know, they group us all together. Hey, he's a rapper, he's a basketball player, he's a thug. I don't want that working with my kid. I want a woman working with my kid. She's gonna be nice. She's gonna tend to him. She's gonna, you know, do all of this, is make him happy. But let's be real, family. When you're talking about teaching men, and that's what these little boys are gonna grow up into be, wouldn't you want an example of a man to be around? You get what I'm heading at, right? If you're teaching men, wouldn't you want an example of a man to be around? Mm. So let's just say I've experienced that part as well, where it's like, can a woman teach a boy how to be a man? And as I insert my inputs and say, hey, this little boy need to be doing things this way, because you're thinking in the mindset of a woman. I'm thinking in the mindset of a man. Hold on, let me try something out. And then they look at me like, oh, you think you're smarter than me? No, I know that I'm a man, so I know that this boy is gonna go into a man. So I I know how to get him to go to the bathroom and engage in appropriate behaviors in the bathroom, because we can relate. You get what I'm saying? So it's been very eye-opening to see the interactions between not just myself and my clients, but myself and the environment around. Very woman dominated, controlled by emotions majority of the time. And you really have to be a strong-minded individual to have success in this field. You have to be firm. You have to have end goals. And the most important aspect, you really have to love what you do. And at the end of the day, you might not see change 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, 10 days, even a year. But to say that I still have clients that reach back out to me after years and say, Mr. Lee, I thank you. You've helped me within that very pivotal part of me growing to be. And I communicate back to them and say, no, you helped me. You helped me realize that not everybody is going through this life and they're experiencing something typical as far as their developmental stage. So in order to even communicate effectively. You have to understand not everybody is even in the mind to be able to receive a message that they can understand, to be able to operate in a way that you would want them to. So having that knowledge now has definitely cultivated me to be able to become a person who looks at interactions very detailed. So it builds me up, it builds them up. And every day I'm just thankful for the experience. And I'm praying, I'm hoping one day I'm able to share this love with all others, to be able to grow and cultivate an environment that kiddos with this diagnosis flock from across the world to be able to come through and experience what we have going on, and say that we change their life and we cure this so-called autism, and we make the world a better place. And so I'm thankful for being a part of that difference. And I'm thankful for having a platform to be able to share my experience. So I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. If y'all haven't already, go ahead and hit that like stream. And honestly, family, I need y'all help. I need y'all support. Man, if you can do anything as far as supporting the platform, please do. Everything that comes through helps me be able to grow this profession, helps me be able to get the knowledge and information to be able to do my job better. So when I am on YouTube, that's me building up YouTube, but at the same time, it's all connected. So I use my YouTube platform as far as having the information and sharing the experience with my kiddos. Say, hey, this is possible. You see me communicating with people and expressing myself. You see these videos that I'm making. Hold on, I have videos that, of course, are catered towards my clients as well. So being able to show them the graphic designs, being able to show them the cartoons that I make, and having them more engaged. This is where all the support that people bring into the channel, this is where it goes to. So if you guys can, man, it's all love. If you're willing to support, I appreciate y'all. You can hit me up. My Cash App is right there. And hopefully over time, we'll be able to build up a system where the support just comes naturally, where I can get the materials, where I can build with the right people to be able to show, hey, this is what we can do when we have passionate people working behind this progress. And so I see pretty much how they cultivated their environment and working with their kids. I want to do the same, but it's a lot of barriers, family. It's a lot of barriers. So, man, I just thank y'all for letting me share my piece, for letting me grow with y'all. And, one day at a time, I'm looking to build this platform up, to have it all cultivated, and just to be able to share with everybody the experience of the ground foundations of it, and know that I still operate within this realm of love. I wanted to give something to y'all. Can I give y'all a love letter? We're going to end this stream on the right vibe. So, what I always do over here is create content to inspire, to encourage, and to motivate the next to be great. And I use all my gifts, all my talents to be able to do so. And music has always been one of my passions. Creating artwork has always been one of my passions. So I use that to connect in a way where words don't always resonate. So, man, to be able to give y'all something that has a lasting impact. Yeah, love letter. Okay. When I look at you, I see myself, reflection of me. Thinking of many ways, the endless possibilities, manifesting a dream to become reality. I close my eyes, my face alive, now I have vision to see. When I sing to you, I hope you sing along. Even when you're by yourself, know that you're not alone. My heart beating, so just know you always got a home. Reminiscing memories, I hope you play the song. When I sing to you, I hope you sing along. Even when you're by yourself, know that you're not alone. My heart beating, so just know you always got a home. Reminiscing memories, I hope you play the song. A love letter, I just wanna love better. My sunshine in anywhere. Foundation strong, we stay together. It's like I found a hidden treasure. My desire, you are my pleasure. Yeah. So I'm here to love you. So I'm here to show you. So I'm here to give you, a love letter. I just wanna love better. My sunshine in anywhere. Foundation strong, we stay together. It's like I found a hidden treasure. My desire, you are my pleasure. Okay. So I'm here to love you. So I'm here to show you. So I'm here to give you a love letter. When I sing to you, I hope you sing along. Even when you're by yourself, know that you're not alone. My heart beating, so just know you always got a home. Reminiscing memories, I hope you play the song. When I sing to you, I hope you sing along. Even when you're by yourself, know that you're not alone. My heart beating, so just know you always got a home. Reminiscing memories, I hope you play the song. A love letter, I just wanna love better. My sunshine in anywhere. Foundation strong, we stay together. It's like I found a hidden treasure. My desire, you are my pleasure. Okay. So I'm here to love you. So I'm here to love you. So I'm here to show you. Love is patient, love is kind, love delights and truth and shine. Love is vision to the blind, love is better over time. Love is modest, love is honest, it's devotion. It's the ocean, love keeps you floating. So I'm here to show you. So I'm here to love you. So I'm here to love you. Love letter. So I'm here to show you. So I'm here to give you. So I'm here to love you. You know, man, I appreciate y'all again for tuning in. Gado Yeshayahu. Hallelujah. Total Rabbi Yeshua. Great sound. Thanks. All praises. All honor. All glory to the Most High. Yah. Thank you so much for the light. Peace and blessings, my people. Peace and blessings. Till next time, family. Peace. What time? Nice job, dude. Oh, yeah. Where's that go? Where's that go? Ooh.
Rolling it, rolling it, rolling it, roll it up, dude, roll it up. Make that house, dude.